to the next round. Chelsea out after leading 3-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu. What a night of Champions League football we just witnessed. Chelsea, strong, resolute, hard to break down. For 80-odd minutes, one of the best away performances in the history of the Champions League. Almost one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the Champions League. But that top-class winning mentality of Real Madrid shone through again. The pass from Luka Modric for the equalizer on aggregate to make it 3-1 on the night. And then Karim Benzema. And I tweeted, I was tweeting Liaz as a little bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke. Where's he been tonight? And do you know what you saw this evening? Do you know what you saw this evening from him is what a world-class player does. Not really in the game for large parts. And then when he is needed for his team, he came up clutch. Chelsea knocked out by Real Madrid. What a close game it was over the two legs. And I think Chelsea will look back and think two things. One, why were we so open? Why were we so open in that first game against Real Madrid at home? Why did we allow so much space early on? Mendy will be kicking himself for that terrible howler that led to their third goal. Because Chelsea showed tonight that they are at that level. And some Chelsea fans will feel a little bit hard done by. Of course, there was the Alonso disallowed goal, as you can see, for the ball just about striking his hand. But they did go 3-0 up after that moment. A big, big night for Chelsea. A painful night in many ways for Chelsea fans as well, though, to go out in that fashion. Real Madrid march on to the semi-finals. And I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on this, people. Get those comments in. Of course, we'll prioritize your super chats and the member chats as well. One here that says, Chelsea own Real Madrid. Chelsea got robbed is what Jay Mojo has got to say here. And I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans feel like that across social media. They're not happy with how the game went. They don't feel like they were given a rub of the green, as it were. KC says La Liga is the best league in the world. Listen, I don't necessarily agree still. Real Madrid deserved to win. Let's take nothing away from them at all. They were excellent. The game was so close. And the first leg, when you look back, is where this game was lost. And Chelsea were able to go and beat them 3-1 in their backyard. It was just that moment of madness. The ball not being won in the middle, too much space to Vinny Jr., the slip from Rudiger, but Benzema's clutch, and he always comes up if you give him a chance. 12 goals so far this season in the Champions League, out of this world. So proud of these Chelsea boys. Went down swinging, even though we were being played. Even though we've been playing with so many people injured all season. Heads held high today. We will get what our next season.
We'll get what's ours.
We get to ours next season when healthy. Believe that. Sorry, my reading tonight is off. It's very, very late here. Went out with a fight, Terry. I'm happy. Let's let all our troubles this season be solved and cleaned up. We will be back. Mount, Kai, only attackers we have. And look, Mount was very good tonight. Kai Havertz as well. I know he didn't score, and there was that headed chance at the end for him, but I thought his overall play was good, and he just couldn't find the back of the net tonight. But for such a young player, there's a player in there. Mason Mount the same. Ziyech didn't do much cop when he came on. Pulisic, I would say, it's the only thing really tonight. Starting Loftus-Cheek and probably bringing on Pulisic, big mistakes there from Thomas Tuchel. If that Borough goal against United was a goal, then Chelsea was robbed, is what Marcy's got to say. Look, I do want to hear from Chelsea fans on that. Do you feel you should have had a fourth goal tonight? Do you feel that Alonso's goal should have stood? What's your feeling on it? I want to hear from you, people. D says, I'm proud of the boys. Chelsea have the boys that will never forget this match and will be better in the future because of it, is what D's got to say. I'm so proud of this team. Left it all on the pitch. And do you know what, Lamin, you're right there. I agree with you 100% on that one. You did leave it all on the pitch tonight. And that is what was so important. That was so important that you didn't walk away from this saying, what if? You know, as in tonight's performance. The what if comes from that first game. If you look at how Chelsea defended for the large parts of this match, you barely gave them space. You suffocated the midfield. You gave them not a sniff. And maybe, just maybe, when we got a third goal, you tried to counter again and Kante gives it away. A little bit of, you wouldn't assume Kante's naive, but just a naive moment on the night really cost you. It did, because the ascendancy swung. Premier League donkeys think Lampard and Slippy G, even 10th of Modric. Comment there. Sebastian here. Sebastian, does that have hope? That's his real name. An unfortunate slip up from Rudiger, which led to the winner. Open header from Benzema. I just remember 3 of Benzema's goals. Just no one marking him for headers. And if you leave a man like Benzema with that much room in a box, he will punish you, no doubt. Gio here, good guy. Nice, long time no see, Gio. He says Unai Emery is 10 times better than the manager, Arteta. Good evening to Mirza Ozil. I'm happy Emery is having the last laugh out of respect on his name. And I will say this as well. Obviously, we're covering Chelsea tonight, but congratulations to Villarreal. I always knew when they beat us in the Europa League final that we were playing a top-class team. You know, Man United getting beat by the future Champions League winners. It takes the pain away. Do you know what's mad? Never bet on all the bankers to win. It never happens. Coupon busters. Camavinga, that's it. That's the super chat. Let me say about Camavinga, that foul at the end on, I want to say it was Pulisic, to stop the pass going through to Kai Havertz. That foul from him is so good. That's the kind of foul that's as good as a goal. That kind of foul is as good as an assist. Brilliant. Mr. Hassan here says Champions League will always be the most entertaining tournament. It's an amazing tournament, isn't it? Please keep hitting that like button for us, people. I'm going to bring the panel on in a minute. We've got calls to come from Daniel, Alex, Matt, and we'll share the link with you very soon. Jerome here says, I think we are forgetting the bigger upset tonight, that Villarreal was knocked out by Munich at the Champions League. What the actual F? That be football. That is the game. If you ever listen to a content creator that only bets on the bankers, only thinks the bankers are going to win, they don't know ball. We all get predictions wrong, but to always think the strongest team's going to win in cup football, it's the weirdest logic in the world. It really is. Gary here says, proud of the boys tonight. Liverpool and City final. It very well could be. It could be. Back-to-back champions of Europe, they said. 3-0 up and bottled it, is what Blue Moon Rising's got to say. Chelsea boys gave a good account of themselves tonight. They went down swinging, and I am proud. Chelsea fans, proud despite losing. Same thing Arsenal got laughed at. Keep the same energy. Not talking about you, Terry, is what Corey says. A gooner there giving it to you, Chelsea. What do you say? What do you say to that, Chelsea fans? What do you say to that comment right there from a man like Corey? Thank you for that super chat there, Abdi. Man like to hear, how you doing, brother? He says, great performance by Chelsea. So proud of this team. We gave it everything. We stand tall. What a year. I would say the difference between Man United and Arsenal fans celebrating, going out and playing well, is that they won the Champions League a year ago. Like, Chelsea are in a very different space from our two clubs. Pulisic was a ghost. Kante, a little slip. Come on, you Blues, is what man like Ike says. And Nav here says, we played well. I'm not mad, angry, or anything. We fought. I'm so proud. We played extremely close, is what Nav's got to say. Now, I have got a Chelsea fan in the studio with me. You've never seen him in the studio before, but here he is. My brother's here. David, how you feeling, mate?
It's weird, you know, because we got to be closer. It's weird because, like, we were winning. We actually had the game won. It was 3-0, and it all just came crumbling down. And, like, to be fair to Real Madrid, I think they deserved it overall, because when we have as many chances as we did and we didn't score, then you're leaving yourself open for them to just have a moment. And when Modric has the ability just to ping the perfect ball over both your centre-back's head, Rodrigo's side-footing it in the bottom corner, and then Benzema's just, you know, Benzema is Benzema, then you're leaving yourself open. We should have that game out of sight before they even had the chance to.
Do you agree with the comments saying that you bottled it?
Yeah, no, I do think we bottled it. I think being 3-0 up, having the game won at that point, you bottled it. I felt like we had the players from when we were 3-0 up to change the game and calm it all down. And ultimately, that's what lost it for us, because we didn't calm it down. We thought, let's go and get a fourth, let's go and get a fifth, and we just went too early. And we bust too early and it all went crumbling down. That's simple.
We
bust too early. It's that simple.
Again, bottle it.
It's harsh. I think
What do you say? Do you think I bottled it, Cole?
I think it's harsh. How many teams can say they went to the Bernabeu and scored 3 goals in the manner that you did?
Yeah, but
I know it doesn't. I know at the end of the day you didn't win the game. I know you don't go through. But in terms of how bad the first leg was, in terms of how you let them into the game and get their goals, I think you have to be proud of that performance. I mean, it's always a tall order. None of these lot gave Chelsea a chance. It was us. It was me and Tel sitting there being like, if you get an early goal, you know, you can believe. And obviously it was the hope that killed you this time. But I still think there's a lot to like, considering, you know, the quality of players that you have in your squad that you might not think are up to par, especially in attack. I'll leave that open to you. What do you think about that?
I think the only disappointing thing I think that some Chelsea fans will feel is the fact that they had the Kai Havertz chance at the end. There was the moment where Ziyech has the ball and he should be squaring it. There was also J5's, Jorginho's, where the ball falls to him. They had 2 or 3 chances where I feel like once Madrid were back in front in the tie, I do feel like Chelsea became a little bit, I'm not going to dysfunctional, a little bit erratic at times on the ball. The composure left them where up until that point, up until they went 3-0 up in the game, they were so cool, calm and collected. And it just, remember, you're at the Bernabeu. You're at the Bernabeu. What a hard place to go.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like, you know, you have a job to do. They came into this game knowing that they were already needing to score 3 goals. So when you have scored those 3 goals, you then have to change. Your mindset has to change. It just does. And like, I just don't think we had enough depth in our team to come on, because when we had to make those changes, the players that were coming on, I like every time someone came on, I was like, this team is getting worse. It's getting worse and it's getting worse. And like the one person who I'll give massive credits today, who I didn't think was going to have a good game, was TIMO Werner, because I thought TIMO Werner was excellent. He stretched the play really well, found his options, and that goal, that third goal was like, is the best thing he's probably done, like technique-wise. Loftus Cheek. Oh my, that guy is awful. That guy should still be at Fulham. I don't know what he's doing here. Like, Rio Ferdinand came into the second half saying he was a stand-up player. I was like, this guy is lost. You don't know what he's watching. The guy is useless. Saul came on, and that, oh my God, Saul gave Real Madrid the ball. That's all. The only thing he did was commit a foul, and he gave them the ball. And it was Pulisic came on for Timo Werner, and he was awful. He didn't do anything all game, like in the first game. He did absolutely nothing.
You're right. The substitutions didn't work. They didn't have the impact that you needed tonight. And look, I think over the course of this season, I think a number of Chelsea fans, I know I did at the start, probably overrated 2 or 3 players in terms of the direction they would go in, the progression and overall quality. There's definitely some, once you get the new owners signed off, which is going to come very soon, there's definitely some work that needs to happen in the summer from Chelsea. But the base of a very good team is still there. The base is still there. Most teams, by the way, don't retain the Champions League. It's been done in the modern era. It's been done once, and that was 3 times by Real Madrid. So to go back-to-back in itself is so rare and unlikely. And the game wasn't lost tonight, though. There are moments tonight you can look at. The game was lost in that first leg where, at home, in the opening 45 minutes of the game, it's the worst I've seen Chelsea in terms of the openness, lack of structure, and time and space you gave Real Madrid on the ball. And of course, you know, look, Benzema deserves the 4 goals, over 2 legs. He most certainly does. But 3 of the goals, actually all 4 of the goals, there were elements of gifts to it, like space I'm talking about. Like, you give a player of that much quality, that much space, you're getting knocked out of a tournament, and that's what Chelsea have got to learn from here.
Yeah, no, 100%. Again, it's a good young team that we've got, and they're still growing into like what they'll become in their final form. So it's a good base to have, having already won a Champions League and making it to the quarterfinals and just losing out, especially with all the mistakes you made in the first leg. But it's a weird feeling right now, because I felt like we actually did win the game, but I felt like we won the game. But we actually just didn't win the game because we just gave it away.
It's Champions League football. I've seen many a time you win the game on the night, but you're out, and it's, you know, statistically it'll count as a win tonight. Like, it's actually a win. We've got some more super chats here, loads of super chats. Then we're going to start going to the calls. We're going to go to start getting the calls on. I want to make sure I don't miss any of these. You are close to tears. I know you will claim to still be a Man United man, but you are Chelsea now. I feel so sorry for you, Terry. Close to tears.
He is. He was wearing a Chelsea shirt.
Don't tell anyone I did. Cole, stop it. Shush, you're outing me here. You're outing me here. Okay, so I've already had that one there. Apologies. Lone Tricks here says, yes, we should have had that fourth and possibly a pen with the the Carvajal challenge on Kai, but got what, but not given as a foul by Kai on Courtois. But the home game is where we threw the tie. We won the game. I think he's saying that to the Guna tonight. You'll never walk alone, Terry, is what Matt has got to say here. How can you say they bottled a 3-0? How can you say they bottled a 3-0 lead? They were never 3 goals in the clear. It was 4-3. So that's you said you, but that's not me.
My point is that we knew we had to score 3 goals. We got the 3 goals, and the game was there. We only had 10 minutes to go. If we had scored 3 goals and we still had half an hour to go, then I'd understand how Real Madrid got back in the game. But we literally we scored the goal, and then literally 2 minutes later they scored. To me, that's not being like self-aware of knowing what you do after you have that 3rd goal. After that 3rd goal comes, you should be thinking, not shut down shop, but, let's keep our foot on the ball. Let's hold the possession of the ball, because ultimately they can't do anything if we have the ball. And Kante, we'll get on to Kante, but Kante literally was like, oh, let's try and get this 4th goal as fast as we can. And he just gave it away in a really poor position.
That for me was it. He should have tried to kill the game off from there. Thank you for the super chat. Adams here says, Terry, I want you to be completely unbiased. Modric is better than Scholes.
Did you discuss this with Lias?
Me and Lias spoke about that. Look, I think it's a very fair argument. I think it's a very, very fair argument. And if people think I can't be unbiased towards Paul Scholes. I have too much love for him. I'm not the right person to ask to have that debate. But Luka Modric, for me, top 5 central midfielders in the history of European football, and therefore world football, because European football is the best football in the world. He's sensational. And that pass from him, by the way, outside of his foot in a Champions League knockout game, when you need a moment to be able to do that, is just out of this world. He's sensational. Reece James, remember that name. Defensively better than Trent. End of topic is what Kingsley says here.
Rams isn't here tonight. He's only
Rams
here when
not
Chelsea
here.
lose, but he's not here when Reece
all I'm saying is, when we were watching the game for the first minute, I said, I'm happy with Reece James being on Vinicius, because 1-on-1, Vinicius will do very little, and he did for most of the game. The only times Vinicius did anything is when we gave the ball away and there was literally like empty space.
I hear you on that. Get Monstar out from his hiding place. Listen, Monstar's living his life. I don't know where he is. Is there a debate for Emery to be one of the top coaches in Europe? I think there is a debate to be had there. The problem is you have to go. Look, cup competitions, yes, without a shadow of a doubt. But to be one of the best in Europe, you have to be doing it in cup competitions and in the league. I think you have to have both those things, to be absolutely honest. I don't want to hear it from Chelsea or City fans. They don't know what it means to win the Champions League. Proud of my team. Proud of my team. Proud of my coach. Come on, you Blues. I don't want to hear it from Chelsea or City fans.
I think it means negative.
You must mean negative Chelsea fans, or maybe you mean Arsenal fans, but you put that in by mistake, because you've definitely won it twice. I remember you doing it twice. No robbery tonight. Our poor finishing in the first leg and tonight and in extra time. The defensive openness in the first leg is where it was lost. I don't want to butcher her name, but this Arsenal fan is the most level-headed one I've ever seen. Great football knowledge, great add to the terrace.
Would you still think that if I called Chelsea trash? This is the beginning of your downfall.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it, Cole. Don't ruin it, Cole. Cheers, Juan. Game was lost when Mendy effed up, is what Young's got to say. Rick James out of position because he doesn't have someone holding his hand. Rick James, take Sal back to wherever he came from. Yeah, he was awful when he came on. Chelsea needed Origi from the corner to be taken quickly from Omar. Bayern is the biggest bottle jobs. I hear that. The one here from Bob, no comment, but thank you very much for that, Bob. Valiant effort from Chelsea. Just shows how cruel football can be. Chelsea have Villarreal. No easy game. Very defensive and resilient team.
Oh, shut up.
Most teams wouldn't come back from 3-1 down. Liverpool, probably only 2 teams. Chelsea and Liverpool would come back. Only 2 English teams so far. Listen, only 1 team in the history of the Champions League has come from a 2-goal deficit from behind when the second leg is away. That's how hard it was for Chelsea tonight. And I was sitting here saying it when they went 3-0 up. We are looking at the greatest comeback in the history of the Premier League, Champions League. PSG should have kept Tuchel. Yes, they should. RB Leipzig, Werner, on display today. Needed a little bit more from our subs, to be honest. Come on, you Blues. On to the FA Cup. This will hurt, but Chelsea will bounce back. Alonso's strike was a goal. Tuchel mistake in both legs. Wino subs after going 3-0 up. It's a great point there, Bobby boy. Terry, can you please bring people on who represent Champions League teams? Arsenal fans on the Champions League post-match. Just unnatural. Her team played Champions League quarterfinals 5 times.
Oh, it hurt my feelings a little bit.
I guess it's number 7 for Liverpool is what Mario thinks it's going to be. And Emery seems like a good manager. Arsenal should have kept him. We're going to go to the calls now, though, people. Keep them super chats coming in for us as well. Make sure the like button is being... This should be well past 1,000 likes by now, people. Give it a big, big smash. Daniel's going to be on speaking to us first. Let's do this. Welcome back, bro. Commiserations on going out. Give me your thoughts, bruv.
I'm sad, man. I'm sad. Cheers, by the way. That type of night. You know what I mean? Nah, not water, man. It's not a water night. I can't lie.
I've got vodka in here. I just don't want the kids.
Nah, but in all seriousness, though, it's tough. It's a tough one. I can't lie to you because I'm not really sure how you can overanalyze that game without saying, first of all, that we played really well. I think Chelsea literally left their heart and soul on the pitch. You know what? You might need to do another stream tomorrow. It's so hard to think about because I'm actually mad. Like, I'm so sad because I just felt we should have won the game. If I'm being honest, Kante had a disaster class. He had a very, very poor game when we needed a big game from him, especially considering that he's one of our big game players. Kante had a poor game. I think Tuchel coached that to perfection. We got the 3 goals. I still want to have a look at Alonso's goal. I don't really think that was handball, if I'm being honest, but it might have been. But we got the 3 goals. I disagree with the subs being made straight away. You don't want to be too reactive, especially when we were in control. And you just look at how we conceded the goal. It was a silly loss of possession from Kante when he was in control of the ball. And that happened on, like, we were warned already. I don't know if you guys remember. Kante literally left the ball behind him and he got tackled. And then Rudiger makes a, terrific tackle, which basically hides that mistake. We were already warned by that. And Kante literally makes the same mistake. And then Modric plays a fantastic ball to Rodrigo. The second goal, Kante again, a very, very simple pass laid off to him, which he leaves to Loftus-Cheek for some reason. And it makes no sense why he did that. And just as the game went on, he got progressively worse. Like he actually started the game really well, but got progressively worse. And considering the fact that Kovacic was just outstanding, like Kovacic was up there with Modric in terms of level of performance. I think where the difference lies is that Modric was a game changer in terms of goal involvement at the pivotal time when his team needed it. That's where I see the difference in terms of that, like that world-class quality. Yeah, it was a difficult one to take, I'll be honest. Yeah, Benzema's obviously going to steal the headlines, but I think we handled him quite well. Obviously, he had the header, which hit the crossbar, but I think we handled him really well, better than the first leg. But again, you just have to ask questions of, like, if we want to be hypercritical, the first leg is where we lost it. We gave ourselves way too much to do in the second leg. We're a better team than Real Madrid. I think it was clear today that we showed we're better than Real Madrid. On the ball, I think we were better. We created much more than them, but we just lacked that extra bit that we needed. And the extra bit that we needed was in the first leg, if that makes sense. That extra bit where we would have put ourselves in a great position to see the game out, and it would have been easier. Even if you give Real Madrid a goal, because you've done so well in the first leg, So yeah, I mean, you can maybe look at Mendy. Maybe Mendy didn't like where we saw in the Champions League run last year, where he made key big saves at pivotal moments. Couldn't do that today. I wouldn't say it's his fault necessarily. I'm just saying that when you want to win the Champions League, you need outstanding performances. Do you know what I mean? You need top performances, top tier performances against the very best, and I don't think we got that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But I'm proper sad.
No, Dan, just bruv, I hear you, and it's look, we've all been there on Champions League nights where when you go out and your team's playing rubbish, you're angry at your team. But when you know your team has played well, and it comes down to, because again, over these games, Real Madrid players made mistakes and that led to goals, and it was such an even game really over two legs. Really, there weren't much between it at all. So I get the disappointment. Dan, we'll chat again soon, brother. Nice seeing you again, mate, and we'll catch up soon. Try and enjoy your night, mate, and we'll speak in a bit. Cheers, bro. Top man. We've got loads more to come. Winter Surfer's there, but Matt's on with us next to have his say all the way from Australia. What are you saying, Matty boy?
Big up, Terry. Big up, guys. It's a hard one to take in. There's a lot to process, but just off the bat, I mean, I'm proud, very, very proud of Tuchel, what he's done, but I'm actually very disappointed on the boys. We had the win there, but we just lost it. But there's nothing we can do about it now. Look at the performance, and I have to give credit to this man, Alonso. I diss him a lot, but I think he was absolutely superb. I didn't realize Valverde was still on that pitch because he put him in a spiff. Valverde was I can't even speak, man. Like, look at me. I'm just in shock right now. Like no one backstage. I'm always there, kind of like, oh, what am I going to talk about? I don't know what to talk about because I'm just that disappointed. I'm that shocked in us. But we have to move on from this. I mean, if I speak about Mendy, I'm in trouble, so I'm not going to mention on that. Werner as well. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Werner, but that was fantastic performance from him. Loftus-Cheek, he was on that pitch for too long. I mean, we should have possibly subbed him off earlier, but again, nothing we can do about that. And again, I think I'm going to mirror what a lot of people are saying is possibly the subs came on a bit too late. I mean, that's not one for us to judge. I mean, that's Tuchel's decision. Madrid did it. They scored. It doesn't mean it might work for us, but at the end of the day, we should have held that lead. We shouldn't have continued to get the goal. Kante, all right, he made a mistake, but let's look at what he's done for us, guys. He's an amazing player, but we have to take blame on him for that mistake. It was a bit of a mix-up with him and Loftus-Cheek there, but other than that, I'm not going to speak too much about it. I think, we move on to the FA Cup. We still got a lot to come. And I think this was quite positive for us. Us scoring 3 goals against Madrid at Bernabeu is ridiculous. Like, last year we will only win our games 1-0, 1-1. Like, this is 3 goals Bernabeu. We just scored 6-0 Southampton. So this is positive for us. Again, and then another one, Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, like our 2 front line, fantastic. We found our most consistent players, and hopefully we can get some more consistents like Ziyech and Pulisic because they were, again, horrible tonight. But again, we move from this. We've got FA Cup final. Let's just get that in the win. But other than that, that's our only trophy we can win this season because UCL is unfortunately over.
I hear that. Listen, Matt, I hear the disappointment, but I also hear the pride in your voice as well. Cheers for coming on, mate, and having your say. I really appreciate it, buddy. Top, man. Thank you. Viewers, make sure like buttons are being smashed. We've got 2 Alexes who are backstage to come. Igal is backstage as well. I'm going to get J-Ron to share the link in the live comment section for you right now as well, if you could, mate. But up next, Winter Surfer's here with us. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah. I don't know, like pride, all this crap. As much as he got his tactics right tonight, Tuchel deserves some of the blame as well today. I thought the subs were wrong. I don't know why he took Werner off. I'm surprised I'm saying that because I thought Werner was having a good game, and he should have brought Jorginho on as soon as we scored that 3rd one for game management, because Kante had a shocker tonight. He cost us 2 goals tonight. He was not good. I thought Kai, I disagree with you, Terry. I thought Kai wasn't good tonight at all. I didn't think he did well. And Mount was anonymous after the goal as well. He didn't show up until then. Kovacic was brilliant, I thought. But I just think after that 3rd one goes in, I just expect the experienced players to step up and calm everyone down and just keep it simple. If you just boot it out, just boot it for 5 minutes, get everyone settled in. But I expected Tuchel he got the tactics right that he should have done in the first leg. But I thought just some of the decisions tonight were just too slow. Again, with his substitutions, too slow. And, you know, we paid the price. We paid the price tonight. We paid the price in the first leg. And, you know, because otherwise, I'd love to celebrate a 3-2 win at Bernabeu because we never played at Bernabeu before. But to me, it's just missed opportunities because Kai should have got that header on target. And Jorginho, I mean, I know I'm not expecting him to score goals or anything, but he's in front of goal and he drags that ball wide in the last minute. It's just missed opportunities all the way around, man. And, you know, I hope Tuchel learns from this. I really do, because he dropped the ball in both legs, I'm afraid.
What were you saying about that, David? Do you think Tuchel did drop the ball?
I can see where he's coming from. I just think it's a bit harsh. But I don't know. I feel like Andrew's quite harsh when it comes to judging. He's quite harsh in general. So I don't expect anything.
You know, it's raw. Give me 12 hours to digest.
Yeah. You need to kind of digest it. I think, if anything, I kind of disagree with him. Right? I feel like the substitutions actually came. Like, I feel like he made the substitutions too early because he brought off players who were playing well and brought on players that were really bad.
I
feel like he should have just
don't sub Werner.
Yeah, I feel like he should have just left it. I feel like the only person who should have come off was Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
That was the only person who I was there on the field. Like, this guy needs to come off and he needs to go back to Fulham, and this time not on loan. He needs to be sold for 20 mil.
Yeah,
that is the only.
He's our Jesse Lingard. He's our Jesse Lingard.
He is our Jesse Lingard.
Yeah.
He cannot leave for some reason.
Do you know what I find interesting about look? Of course, Tuchel made mistakes. The interesting thing is, Pep makes mistakes. Klopp makes mistakes. Fergie made mistakes. All the greats have made mistakes, and I think we live in this kind of weird world in football now because of social media. I think it's almost, you criticize Tuchel for not doing something, and people are like, "Oh, how dare you say something negative?" And I think he didn't make all the right decisions tonight. I think the substitutions and they didn't work, and they're his choices as an example. But he'll learn from that. The one thing I would say when people are trying to banter Chelsea is, Chelsea Football Club are still in a very good position. They've still got a very good squad, a good summer, and they're ready to go again. Football doesn't end in May. This isn't the season finale of The Sopranos. It doesn't end. It's like it goes again. And barring Liverpool and City, if you're a fan of another Premier League club, like, yeah, you can banter Chelsea a bit, but in the cold, hard light of day, I'd rather be in Chelsea's position right now, even though they don't know who their owner's going to be. I still think next year they're going to be ahead of everybody other than Liverpool and City potentially. But Andrew,
I think it's important it's now important he gets what he wants now, and then there's no excuses, because this squad, if you've seen it, Terry, the subs, is vastly overrated. This squad, it's just full of numbers. That's it. It's not full of quality. The quality drop off.
Mate, I hear you on that completely. I do. Listen, Winter Surfer, top man for coming on and having your say. I really appreciate it, bro. We've got some more super chats here. Any questions you've got, get your super chats in. We need major summer to buy defenders and attackers. Would you agree with that, David?
Yes. Get rid of so many people. Even though Alonso had a good game today, he's got to go. Aspi, I think he has to go. Pulisic has to go. Loftus-Cheek has to go. I'm trying to think of people. Pulisic, Ziyech, Werner, even though he had a good game. Lukaku, I see someone in the background who owes me an apology. I can see him there.
You can see Lamin.
But Lukaku, he's got to go because he wasn't even here tonight. Imagine that 100 mil we spent, right? But instead of spending it all on one person, you put 40 mil on another midfielder, and then 30, and another 40 on an attacker, and then another on a backup fullback. Tonight we make 3 substitutions. They actually do something. Or, well, even if only one of them pans out or 2 of them pans out, we have somebody else on the bench. Because when we looked at our bench and people coming on, it was like the odds of these people actually making a difference in the game are pretty much close to 0.
I agree. Premier League fans should never dare compare Benzema to Kane. I think on footballing ability, yes. In terms of legacy in the game, 2 different conversations. You can't. And that's why Harry Kane was an idiot to stay at Tottenham as long as he did. Comment here that says, handball was a shame. My heart goes out to Chelsea as an Arsenal fan. Don't be sad, Chelsea. You represented the Premier League with pride. I lie, I cheat, I steal. UEFA with the WWE manager, it's peak for you all. I can't, fair enough.
Are we going to talk about this handball?
Yeah, what are you saying about the handball, Cole?
Well, I thought it was harsh, but when we spoke, the rules are different in the Champions League. It doesn't matter if it's accidental, if it's close to your chest. As soon as it hits your hand, it's a handball. For me personally, from the way no just handballing being. I would feel super gutted that that's not a goal. But we were talking about it, like that literally is the rule in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
no, I didn't feel aggrieved by it at all because I know that the rule is different in the Champions League.
But it's tough to take it.
It's tough to take,
It's
but
not like that. It's not like this. What could he do? But that's the rule.
It's one of those ones for me where I would be annoyed at the rule and not the refereeing decision, or the VAR decision was absolutely spot on, but it's a stupid rule. If his hand was out by his side, as you say, like this, and the ball's nowhere near him and it touches it, then fair enough. But his hand was here.
Yeah,
if it doesn't hit his hand, it hits his chest and goes to the same place. He gained no advantage through that handball.
I guess they just get the consistency from it then.
Yeah, I mean, mad, isn't it? This one particular time, consistency comes in. Crazy. After watching that, we are winning the FA Cup, is what Reece the Beast has got to say. A bit uncanny to see an Arsenal fan on a Champions League coverage.
Where have you guys been? I've been here. Last week I was calling Unai Emery cute, and guess what? My cutie's through.
Cute, yeah, she fancies Unai Emery.
I don't fancy him, but I don't.
You're cutie. Look, we're from the same part of East London. When you're like, that's my cutie, that means, yo, baby daddy, come here. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a Spanish vampire.
And the rest of them.
That is a Spanish vampire. If it's sunny outside, he's burning.
Yeah, but Collins kind of likes that like Pal White look. I've heard the rumors. I've heard the rumors about you, Cole. Wow. Heard the rumors. Kante was terrible. Thought I was watching Fred.
Don't even do that. Fred's been good since Ralph's come in. I think he's been your best player.
Biden stole the election. Okay, fair enough. Listen, we can get in trouble for that. That's allegedly. We do not endorse that message. Anyone blaming Tuchel doesn't have a clue. Tahir says no. He says, Andrew, get out of here. Leave my Tommy Tank alone. Tommy Tank? I mean, Tommy Tuchel.
What is this guy?
Make America great. What are you doing, Eric?
Eric, wrong live stream, mate. Wrong live
he
stream.
thinks he's watching Stephen Crowder or something. I don't know what he thinks he's doing. Ben Shapiro in the house. Okay, Chelsea coach did not drop a ball. He's a fantastic coach. We will be back after praying like that. I know we lost, but we won, and we are good. Better than Real Madrid is what you're saying there. But I hear what you're saying, my guy. We do not need a new forward. Yeah, we need a new forward. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you do. Like Lukaku isn't there. The maddest thing is, I know Lukaku is injured. When I read the news, I was like reading all the big Chelsea accounts posting it. I didn't see a single person go, oh no.
So my question is, how did he get injured? Like how? Because he played 20 minutes. Didn't show like what? He kicked the ball too hard in training.
I don't know what he did. Oh, listen, my guy. What league does Benzema play in? You think he'd get 30+ goals in the Premier League? Debatable is what Nav says. Nav's throwing the gauntlet down to you, KC.
To be fair,
calling you out, KC.
I think he's got quite a transferable game.
Oh yeah, he'd kill it. My personal, he'd kill it in the Prem. Winter Surfer, whatever his name is just called the squad of the champions of Europe overrated. Loftus-Cheek did very well, especially when he was playing out of position.
Out of position where? To play midfield.
I think he got better as the game went on.
I don't think he did. I think he was, but he got bullied by Vinicius. Do you remember? There was that time when
when he got barred.
He got barred by Vinicius. 5'8", like guy who weighs like 100 pounds at max.
Colleen was Unai Emery's. You were Unai Emery's alleged side chick.
That's why he's not in London anymore, baby. It's not,
what, you scared him off?
Yeah, well, it's my fault. We're not in the.
Yeah, Colleen scared him away. That's it. He didn't get sacked by Arsenal. He had to leave. Yeah. Colleen was on that doorstep. Ding, ding, every day.
Listen.
Mad one. I was with David in the summer. I knew Lukaku wasn't the answer. Big up from Philly Terry. Hi, Colleen.
Hey, Steve.
Ever been to Philadelphia?
Chat to Steve.
Oh, sounds like I'm going.
Javern didn't switch the camera. I was trying to do something. He didn't switch the camera. It's too late now. The moment is gone. Cheers, Stevie boy. Right, next caller on the show. We're going to throw a little bit of a rival in here. We're going to throw Igal into the mix. What are you saying, Igal?
Unlucky. That's what happened to Chelsea today. I'll tell you that. Unlucky. I'm not going to lie to you. Chelsea could have easily gone through in this game, but they were very unlucky. Let's be honest. First of all, the VR decision. You want to know something? Real Madrid are known for getting VAR decisions to go their way. Also, let's be honest. Benzema, how is that guy 4 years older than Lacazette? I can't believe it. We got to check his passport. Something's up with that guy. He looks like he's still in his 20s, the way that he moves around. And you knew that it was going to be Benzema to save the day. Also, Timo Werner. A lot of Chelsea fans, every time they're talking about Timo Werner, I'm like, you guys scapegoat the guy. The guy when he plays, he does something. Even though he's not going to finish all his chances, he's going to miss up chances. You know what? Today he came clutch for you guys, even though you didn't win the game. Actually, you won the game, but you didn't win the tie. And then what else is there really? You gotta focus on trying to get Rudiger signed up. Even though today his biggest attribute or thing that he brought to the game was that header that he scored. But you need to sign him up, because if you're talking about getting rid of as many players as you want to get rid of, you're gonna need to hold on to Rudiger. He's gonna have to be part of your summer.
I think you talk some sense there, Gal. Before you leave, bro, just say what you said when you first came in again, because that was funny.
Unlucky, but yo, can I say Unai Emery? Unai Emery.
I actually know you're not having a go at them as well. Listen, Igal, my brother, take care,
Unai
bro.
Emery, Terry. 1 second.
Sorry?
Unai Emery. Congratulations to Unai Emery. Please, it has nothing to do with Arsenal. What he's done at Villarreal.
Arsenal.
What he's done at Villarreal should be respected, and congratulations to him. But his time at Arsenal, he had to go.
Listen, Igal, top man, mate. We'll speak soon. Cheers, brother. All the best, my friend. Thank you. Redneck Alex is with us next, all the way from America. He's here. What are you saying, bro?
Big up, Terry. First of all, good for Igal for saying actually what it is. We got robbed. I'm going to say it based on this game because it's a reaction game. We got robbed. That handball, how do you know they touched the ball? Did the video show that they touched the hand? No, It says it's close. You can't put it. How do you know?
Because there was a replay.
Yeah, I saw the replay, and you can change how many angles you can. It didn't. It went under. There's a call frame rates and the pixels. You can tell me that actually touched it. I'm gonna be as shameless as Ty from AC Milan, Ty from Arsenal. By the way, first of all, you should check. I shouldn't say that. By the way, Chelsea didn't bottle the game. We played really, really well. Loftus-Cheek did his job on the right because he was covering for Real Madrid. Vnucinic was his name, and he's helping James. James' inexperience showed in the first 20 minutes of the game couple of times. That's why he got the yellow card. That's why Robin Loftus-Cheek was there. The game went on, he became better, and then he became worse again. He should be a sub, the first substitution out of the all of them. Kante, I said it before, I didn't want him in my starting 11 today or previous game because I knew he was horrible this season. I love the kid, but he was horrible for Chelsea this season. Horrible, purely horrible. And it's done. It's ran his course. He ran his knees to the ground. The guy cannot play it anymore. But Kovacic was the man of the match for me. He was running with Modric. He did not let him go. He played well for Chelsea too. On Tuchel, his starting 11 was fine. For me, the substitution was the problem. And not only because when we went, I agree, when we went and scored 3 goals, we should have get a hold of the game at that specific moment. But the substitution that he brought in wasn't good enough. They didn't show up. Pulisic, he can go fuck all the way back to, well, I was gonna say America, but I'm here. But like he can come back where he came from, like horrible, man. The second how you said, the second chance that he had it, he should have put it in a goal. He should have. We won't. It's not. I get pissed with the refereeing. Refereeing was horrible.
I hear you, Alex. A question for you before we move on to another call. How proud are you of your boys tonight, though? Overall,
I am proud. I really am. Don't get me wrong. Look, I'm proud because nobody gave us a chance to come back, even from the score. You know what I'm saying? We didn't supposed to even come back.
Yeah.
Even me. I said, go against the Spanish teams in the Championship League away, 2 goals down. It's nearly impossible. The reason why it's, first of all, it's refereeing because they always prefer La Liga teams. I'm gonna be that shameless because I still have PTSD of 2009 semifinal against Spanish team. It's that bad of refereeing when it goes to that.
Mate, listen, I hear you completely. I know you're proud of your team. Thank you very much for coming on tonight, mate, and having your say. I really appreciate it, brother. All the best, mate. Top man. Thank you. We've got another Alex to come on the show. We've got Ram to come on. There's so many people. But next, Lamin is here. Big Chelsea fan, friend of the terrace. What you saying, mate?
Yes, Terry, man. All I can say right now, I'm feeling is pride. After that the first leg, really, I just wanted to see heart and passion. And I see a lot of Chelsea fans coming on here and basically slagging off Kante, slagging off Loftus-Cheek and some of the players. Personally, I'm not having it really, because I look at this, I look at the bigger picture, We have about 5 or 6 players right now whose futures are in doubt. They don't really know. We can't really re-sign them. And the rival fans, the media, everyone is just hoping for that downfall of Chelsea. And what I've seen from the club is that they're more together than anyone thought. And everyone's giving them an excuse to downfall. And what they've done, and I'm just like, if you're going to go out of the Champions League against the greatest team ever, because I don't even know why, like, United fans talking about best team in the world when Real Madrid are like, I might joke to you. But to me, Real Madrid are the greatest team ever. And if you're gonna go out, you're leaving out everything on the pitch, really. And I'm not gonna talk about the handball, because personally, I don't really like to cry over spilled milk. It happened, nothing's gonna change, so I don't really see the point. And I think you gotta be humble in defeat as well. We lost to Real Madrid, and if I'm gonna go out to any other team, I hate that we had to go out, but fine, we went out to Real Madrid, and I hope that they're going to win it. And David, what you said about Lukaku, yes, you were right. Lukaku is dog shit. I can't even lie. I'll give you that one. But you were wrong about Werner, though. You were wrong about Werner. And
He's done more than Lukaku.
No, he hasn't. Werner, for me.
Guys,
no,
I'm going to say this now. We're not having a Werner versus Lukaku debate. That, I said before, that's tallest dwarf syndrome. Like, they're both not good enough. You've got to move on. Lamin, thanks for calling in, mate. I know you're disappointed, brother, and we'll chat to you again soon. Top man. Thank you. Alex is on the show next. Alex is a Chelsea fan. Long time no speak.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's a tough one to take. I was watching in the pub. I'm exhausted, man. I feel like I've just ran the London Marathon. I just got home back and my heart is just pumping, man. I'm so disappointed because watching that game, look, when we scored the third goal, I thought we had done it. I was thinking, gosh, like we're actually going to do this. And look, there's going to be no excuses tonight. Without whatever, if the VAR went against us or the decisions. It was down to us. We scored the 3 goals. We did what we had to do. And again, we've let our mistakes cost us games. You know, last season, we wouldn't concede these goals. We wouldn't. You know, we would be 3-0 up and we wouldn't concede. This season, these goals have cost us. And it's just disappointing, man. It's just like literally, I feel like my heart is just, oh man, I don't have any words, man. It's just like it's just hard to take because look, I'm proud of the performance. Like I didn't think we were gonna overturn this result. I think it was just gonna be such a hard game. But the players put their shirt on the line tonight. Every single player on the pitch. Yes, there could have been better performance from some players, but I know that they put the all into it, and that's all I can ask for from the players. And man,
I hear you on that, Al. Man, we haven't spoken in a while because obviously, you know, life's gone back to more to normal. People are out working, partying, everything else. Make sure you phone in again, my friend, and we'll chat again soon. Top man, Alex. Thank you. Man. Do you know what's really interesting tonight? Like, I know rivals want Chelsea's fans to rant and rave and overly, you know, like blame this player and go. The problem is, I think what rival fans have got to remember is when your team has been very good and you have been for over a year with Tuchel, the annoyance of going out is very different to where your team's been in the mud for 5 years, 10 years, however long, or you keep failing at this stage. It is a different feeling. The amount of times Man United went out like this when Fergie was here, I know he had a lot more credit in the bank than Tuchel, but it was almost like, oh, I'm annoyed. You'd moan about a particular player or that was wrong from Fergie, but then you go, right, we'll be back next year. And that's the thing with Chelsea fans. That in their head, it's like they're going to have a good summer. You're going to be back again next year as a team that could legitimately win this. So as disappointed as you are, you know you're coming again. It isn't like you're not Man United, you're not Arsenal, you're not Tottenham, where it's like, when's this happening again?
Yeah, it's not the be all and end all. Like, you know, those seasons when you're like in fourth and you're in the semi-final, it's like, if we actually lose our games in the league, we have to now win this competition. It's not like that because we are secured in third, no problem. So we will be back next year. And the good thing about the squad is that there's such a massive room for improvement, and we're not that far off from where we actually need to be. So it's actually quite a nice position to be in.
No doubt about it. Steve here says, I'm with David on... Oh, actually, we've already had that one there. Sorry, sometimes I put the same ones up twice. City to win the treble, only Pep and Taggart are elite.
I want to say that's Tuchel. I'm going to go with Tuchel. I'm going to go with Tuchel.
This guy digging... What did it say Tuchel? Did it say Taggart?
No, it did say Taggart.
It said Taggart.
Oh, okay. I thought my dyslexia kicked...
No, they're taking the piers.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. I thought he meant, I don't even know what the reference is. I remember the program Taggart. It's like a Scottish detective film program.
You are old.
I am old. I am old, bro.
What was that, Channel 4?
I am old. I'm so old. I took your mum out, bruv.
Probably. You're twice my age. It could happen.
Call me daddy.
It could happen. It could have been.
You're the one who's sitting here talking about getting with Unai fucking Dracula Emery.
There's park that's one side.
You know what I mean? You men are sick when you're talking about it. It's all good. Anyway, it says here the man digging out Ruben, bad take. Ruben had a job to do, had to fill the midfield as the extra man and still do his job as a wing back. Give him a break.
I think someone was looking at the One Football app and not the game. Yeah,
he had a very poor first half. He got better.
No, he didn't. Let's not do this because he went from a 1 to a 3. Yeah, I'm not giving you credit. I'm not.
No, that is fair.
You went from an E to a D. Cool. You're still bad.
Tell David to keep his mouth shut about Mason Mount. The guy wanted to swap him for Ward-Prowse. A lot of you clocking onto it now how good he is.
You don't know about this. So back in the day, I used to really dislike Mason Mount. Not because of him, but because like Frank Lampard he was just pissing me off, and like Mount was like his guy. So yeah, so I had to go for him. But ever since, I've said I was wrong, and I've been one of the only people this year who hasn't been on his back. So give me respect.
Tuchel has been, there's a comment here from African Giant again who says, Tuchel has been overlooked as a fantastic manager this season. How many teams can pull together like they have and almost pull off a worldie? Will be back.
He's been overlooked.
No, he is overlooked. He is. Really? Every time someone talks about elite managers, it's like Klopp and Tuchel or Man City and Liverpool. I'm just there like, put Tuchel in that conversation, please. Just saying.
Oh, sorry, I didn't read that one out. Rudiger goal wasn't a corner, and Alonso goal was handball, is what Blue Moon Ryan says. David, what are your 3 signings you think could get us over the line next year?
Oh, that's a good question, you know. Do you know what the annoying thing is? I'd sit here and be like, Livramento, but we sold him. Or like Livramento, Gallagher, those good additions. I don't even know. Who's about Gnabry? He can finish. Chiesa, he can finish.
Ivan Toney?
No, he's
Ivan Toney?
No, not
he's a player. He's a player.
He's not a player. He'll sign.
Colin's face light up. You like a bit of Toney.
He will sign for Man United.
You like a bit of Toney, don't you?
I thought he's the opposite to Unai Emery. So which one am I after?
So
my dad always
diversify your palate.
Yeah, my dad always said to me that variety was the spice of life.
Right.
You'll sign Ivan Toney and you'll call Man United shit in the video. You are aware that will happen.
Yeah. I hear you that. Let's just leave it as it's a game to remember. It was a game to remember. There's no doubt. KC says Pau Torres over Varane. Listen, right now, players in the Kidderminster Harriers first team are better than Man United players.
Would you swap Harry Maguire for his brother? Probably.
Yeah. A reminder that David wanted. Oh, we've already had that one. Sorry. I know it's the same. That's a different one.
Oh wait, someone was just coming for you then.
The same guy, different message, but basically saying you don't know ball. Michael here says, Terry, your English bias is so clear. Chelsea bottled a 3-0 lead, and you are here praising how they crashed out of the Champions League. I didn't really praise them for the overall performance. And you got to remember, they weren't 3-0 up. The score was 4-3. So it was a 4-3. You got to remember, I know on the night it looks that way, but they didn't lose the game on the night. And I'm going to be really fair in this. If they were 3-0 up on aggregate with 20 minutes to go, or 3 goals clear, and they conceded 4 goals, then we'd be having a very different conversation tonight, Mikey, my old mate. Right, we'll try and do a few more calls before the end of the show. Next up, who do I pick? Ram's here. Yes, Ram's here.
Look, man, I didn't want to be on here, but certain people drag my name into this, and I'm like, okay, fine, I gotta come on here. Firstly, I need to be real. It was a decent performance from Chelsea.
Decent.
I'm not gonna. Hey, Dave, I'm not gonna give you full credit. Why would I give you credit? No. Even me saying decent is actually hurting me right now. But it is what it is. They were actually okay. They were very good until they scored that 3rd goal, and then Real Madrid came up and did their business. Like they played a great game. I did say I think it was on Gem's stream that if you guys press them properly, you're gonna hurt them with their back line, and you did. But Champions League heritage, isn't it? It is what it is. Like Real Madrid are the masters at doing this. They give you a sniff of opportunity, and then they come back and they you know what? You know what? Screw that, man. I don't care.
You don't know the story, do you, Colleen?
Tell me the
We'll tell you later.
Of course. But anyway, I've got to say, I've been hearing a lot of Reece James was very defensively very good today. All I've got to say, his immaturity came out today in this game. Like the first 10 minutes, he was a little bit rash. Obviously, got that yellow card for that, but then he played decently when you sort of like got a grip of the game, and then for that 2nd goal, like I said, I mean Terry had a go at Trent for not tracking back. Have a look at that goal. I mean, you're a centre back and you're not even tracking back. Yeah, I remember Terry clipped me for all this, and I got a lot of mentions from the comments saying he's a right midfielder, he's a wing back. He's meant how is he meant to come back? This time he's a centre back. I want to hear what the excuses are now for these Chelsea fans. I want to hear what these excuses are.
First of all, defensively, he was really good. Like he was. I don't want to. Like,
did they actually do anything?
I don't know what game you were watching, but every time Vinicius literally came 1-on-1 against him, he lost. He literally passed it backwards because he kept nowhere else to go.
And times where he actually did, and he penetrated.
The second goal. If your player does a complete miss pass, right? And then you're just not in your position. You can't really do much. When we have
just run back. You run back.
Quite often with Trent, what happens is that you've had an attack and he's level with someone and he's just literally just not gone back.
And you could have run back. Dave, you could have run back.
No, actually, what happened? Like there was another time when Reece James was out of position, and instead of going out and going straight to that corner, he actually just dropped in and marked Benzema instead. That's what an intelligent defender will do. They react to situations.
But the guy was jogging back, man. There was no urgency. There was nothing. Who was he? And he was look. And you know what? I know, Dave. And you could say it's all good saying, Dave. It's all good you saying like, oh, he's marking someone else. This time in that certain situation, he was marking air.
So can I ask you a question then, Ram? So you are confirming that all the times we criticized Trent, we were right to?
I mean, I've criticized Trent, Terry.
No. So
yes, I have. Your
argument is valid. Your argument is valid, but you're either confirming all the things people say about Trent, or what? You are. So thank you for confirming that.
Terry.
In your attempt to win one little battle, you've just conceded the war. I keep trying to educate you guys on this. Stop trying to win the little fight, lose the big one.
Terry, I'm very critical of Trent as well. I've also said he lacks maturity. Yesterday, I said he lacked maturity.
Yeah,
he lacks maturity in his defense.
I know you did, mate. Ram, my bro, I appreciate you coming on and having your say, mate. And we'll chat again soon. Top man. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers, mate. Thank you. I was about to bring CFC RS on, but he's not there. So instead, I'm going to go to Sam's a Chelsea fan. Are you there, Sam? Sam Taylor's not there, so instead we're going to go to Rax here. What are you saying, Rack?
Hey guys, yeah, I'm good, thanks. I thought when this tie was pulled out, I really didn't think Madrid had improved significantly since last season, and I actually fancy Chelsea to go through. First of all, Slippy R gave Benzema the opportunity to score that goal. Sorry, gotta get that in there because for all the Slippy G comments that Chelsea fans have made over the years, Slippy R let that one slip, as they say. And what I think is, look, I want to give Chelsea credit, but at the same time, if this was Liverpool, you guys would not be giving us any credit. You would say ultimately you lost, and that's why I don't really care, to be honest. Davis my guy, and so I'm not going to say anything bad about him. But plenty of Chelsea fans over the years, when Liverpool have had heroic defeats, let's call it that, they're always like, you know what? All that matters is whether you go through. All that matters is whether you win the silverware or not. We're not going to give you any credit. So for Chelsea fans in general, I'm not going to give you any credit. I think Madrid. I think today the performance today by Chelsea was very good. They did well, and they obviously let it go at Stamford Bridge. Unfortunately, unfortunately for them, I think they were a better team than Madrid. I think City will wipe the floor with Madrid, and if somehow Madrid get through, I think we'll wipe the floor with Madrid.
Yeah, look, Madrid are good. I agree with you on that, though. I feel like Chelsea lost this in that first. If Chelsea played in the first leg how they did today, it would have been a very, very different game. And to concede 2 goals at the Bernabeu again, that isn't that embarrassing, really. But it was the manner of the goals. And I know Benzema's first goal was an amazing header, but he had the freedom of West London. And I think when Tuchel's sitting there either tonight or tomorrow during the, when they have a team meeting, they go through the 2 games and they review it. The mistakes in that first game will be spoken about. Tonight, I think there will be that element of pride. And look, as a rival, very, very rarely do people give their rivals any kind of credit in these circumstances. And you're right, if the ball's on the other foot, it would be L this and L that, and that's the way football fans are as it goes, mate. Listen, I appreciate you calling in, mate, and having your say. Top, man. Thank you very, very much indeed. Thank you. We've got some more super chats here. Players to sign in the summer: Tchouaméni, Koundé, and Dybala.
Tchouaméni, I'm not sure about because I just feel like he's another one of those players that everyone says they watch but don't really watch. Dybala, I'm not a big fan of. I feel like he'll be another Pulisic. Yeah. Koundé, though, I'd back Koundé. I think Koundé is quite a good defender.
I hear that. Everyone knows Reece James. He attacks and defends. Trent, on the other hand, can only attack, is what Nav says. Vinicius 8 twisted him and turned him inside out.
Nah, not a chance. There were in the first when he got his yellow card, I was like, oh, this could be a long night. But after that, it was
pretty fit. Yeah, pretty even. Well done, Chelsea. It wasn't their night, but at least they showed us how Madrid defense can be exposed. That Modric's assist, though, geez, yeah, that pass was
naughty.
The thing was, in real time, I didn't see that it was the outer edge of his foot. And when you see the replay and the angle, the swerve, it's just, yeah.
That's why I can never count Madrid out. Even if they were to go, if they end up playing City instead of Madrid, you can't count them out.
The thing with City is, I think City, the one thing I say about it is City don't have their finishing boots on. Because City have had a lot of games recently where they haven't been able to finish their dinner. And then all Madrid have got something that City don't. They've got Benzema. They've got a killer up front. City, no, they won't, bruv. Liverpool would. City would get beat by Lyon and a crap European teams. Martin says everyone acting like City are already through, and that's also true.
No, but they are. But they are. Man City for me are like clearly the best team in Europe. Like it's like very clearly. Against Real Madrid, I just see them holding the ball for 75% of the time. Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric dying in the middle, and then just literally exposing space.
I hear that. Sam's with us. What are you saying, Sam?
All right, mate. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
So I'm not that bothered about tonight. Obviously, I'd have liked to win, but we're not the same team we were last year, are we?
In what respect?
Well, we were a lot more ruthless last year. This year, we've had a few problems and losing as owner and that. Last we got pumped by Brentford. That didn't help.
Yeah, listen, I think there's been a few things that have happened this year at Chelsea. You're not as solid defensively as you were last year. There's no doubt, but you know this is it. One thing I said to Chelsea fans at the start of the season: when you win the Champions League, the chances of you winning it next year, I know on paper everyone's got the same chance, but doing it back to back makes the probability shorter. And all it takes is a 10-minute moment of madness in any of these knockout games, and you can be out of this tournament. And you saw that at home, mate. But I think it was a resolute performance. And you got are you confident that Tuchel will regalvanize his team, build it stronger in the summer, and come back again next year?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we could be in any better hands than Tuchel at the minute. Obviously, I think we should be proud tonight. Like while we performed last week, we were out, weren't we? And now we come back tonight. You can't really complain.
I agree, Sam. I do. Listen, mate, I appreciate you calling back and having your say with us tonight. Top man. Thank you. Appreciate it, mate. Top man. Sometimes I wait for him to say bye. And sometimes I'll go to press, I click it when they're saying it. That deluded Liverpool fan is so sure Liverpool will be in the finals about wiping the floor with Madrid, wiping the floor with Madrid. I know there's loads more of you backstage. Another super chat just come through. I can't ignore this because it's a lovely donation to the terrace. He says, back in the hotel and just came to say daylight robbery. Not sure what they're showing on TV, but the ref was a shock, a Madrid fan pressure, some Oscar-worthy acting from some of the Madrid players. Bad subs let us down, but very proud of the lads. Dexter, thank you very much for that super chat, my friend. It means a great deal to us. I know there's loads more people backstage, but we are out of time tonight. David's missed his last train, which means I've got to drive him home, which means I'm going to be about 3 hours till I get in my bed. And I've got to be back here tomorrow for more. We're filming Hot Takes tomorrow. Lies is here. Man like D, the Palace fan, is with us. And we're live after the Champions League games as well. Do me a favor and smash that like button before you leave. Everyone who's not been able to get on today, I'm very sorry. I know there's loads of you waiting, but I really appreciate you watching the terrace and giving us so much support. All of our super chatters, all of our members, I love and adore you dearly. David, thank you very much, my friend, for coming in the studio. Colleen, a pleasure. Sorry, Mrs. Emery.
I was just good evening. It's a great evening.
Pleasure as always. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Thank you.